My name is Carol Brown Goldberg. I'm in my studio here in Chavy Chase, Maryland, which is right outside of Washington, D.C. I'm involved with artists and the school in Washington, D.C., which was the center of the color field school in the 60s. And I studied with Gene Davis, who was the preeminent, I believe, color school artist. So what is behind me is from a series called Entanglement, and it was begun in 2015. And most of the series I'm in are like 5-year chunks. And I was involved with working with acrylic paint marker to make this painting. I had done pen and ink on small pieces of paper and then large pieces of paper. The pen point being 008, very small pen point. And a wonderful curator from the Frost Museum in Miami, where I was having a show, said, on those large white canvases, do what you do on small paper. Fill the canvas up with what you call entanglement. So to do that, I used an acrylic paint marker, which is thicker but it still allows me the beauty of pen and ink, which is to be spontaneous, which to begin to, as Paul Klee said, take a line for a walk, and you don't know where you're going, and you just allow your central nervous system to direct that, your brain and your hand to direct where the line is going. I love science, and when I was at the university, I never took an art class, and I only took 2 science classes, but it really inspired me, especially botany. Botany, the study of plants, flowers. I never grew anything, but what I was impressed that plants have the same system of life as we human beings do, and I saw the humanity in the plant. And I majored and I took philosophy, English, and history, no science. But after I finished at the University of Maryland, I went to the Corcoran School where I did do art. And I found that at the same time, studying science inspired me. Certainly, I went to art because of my memories. Art is memory. Memory can be turned into art. But I found that what I couldn't see was more valuable to me than what I could see. Because what I couldn't see was what is behind life, what infuses all of our lives, whether it's quantum physics or the biology of molecules and cells. So I was inspired by Einstein's quantum physics, quantum entanglement, which is spooky action at a distance, meaning 2 particles, and I'm not a scientist, but I can see it. 2 particles, which we can't see, are shot into different places in the universe. And when you change the spin on one, it automatically, instantly changes the spin on the other, which implies that there is something that's faster than the speed of light. I think they did an experiment with that in the Canary Islands within the past 5 years. But it's the concept that inspired me. The spooky action at a distance, the action of communicating, human beings and plants, communication at a distance. The idea that we all communicate with each other, whether we're speaking the same language or thinking thoughts, and that in fact we are all entangled, and it's a good entanglement, or not bad, not good, it just is. So that's what I was doing with these works. I was thinking about these things. I was concentrating on biology. As I said, let my hand go, and just created plants, which were not all plants, because from time to time images geometry. And in the past couple of years, that geometry has turned into rubble. So it isn't a perfect rectangle, but it's crushed rectangles. I find that interesting, and I put that in this work as well. So in reference to my teacher, Gene Davis, who was known for his stripes, the repetition of stripes, very colorful. Color has been the most important element in my work. But the concept of science and what we can't see brought out a kind of eccentricity, I would call it, maybe. Just black or white. Keep it simple. Don't get seduced by color over here or color there. That it is a repetition of line and pattern, which is what Gene Davis had, line and pattern. And that's also important to me. I've been a colorist since I started painting in 1970. So it was very, and the black and white came from the starkness of pen and ink. And I loved not making a decision about color because it kept my mind, my brain, my body focused on the kind of purity of science. The most important thing is that we are entangled with each other, and it's very positive, very positive. I felt, yes, look at the jungle, the woods, the meadows. Things are growing wild, and many things are entangled with each other, but they all allow the other to live, to grow, to reach the sun. It's a normal birth and dying, and you can see it in nature. So I wanted to keep these lines. If you look in the work, you will see geometry. You will see rectangles and squares. And even a childhood puzzle that I love to make. So I put that in because the painting really, the point of painting for me is that it is the container for what I can't see in myself. So therefore no one else. I mean, it's what we cannot see. And therefore I left color out. It was very satisfying. A lot of art is dependent on color. You can only see the pattern with color.